Hi, I'm Nori, and welcome back to the channel. In the last video, we took on Cerberus for the first time, and we actually came out of it with some pretty nice loot drops. And I know I already alluded to what the next boss would be for this series, but my arc light has run out of charges, and we need some shards to charge this thing back up. Let's jump right into it. Skotizo was released in Old School RuneScape back in 2016 and has one requirement. To gain entry to his lair, you must acquire a dark totem and use it on the altar in the center of the catacombs of Kourend. The dark totem is made up of 3 totem pieces, and these pieces are dropped by various monsters that reside within the catacombs. Since Skotizo is classified as a demon, the arc light is my best melee option because of the additional 70% accuracy. Each time Skotizo is defeated, he will always drop an ancient shard and can drop up to 5 at a time with some good luck. For every 3 shards you obtain, you can add 1,000 charges to the arc light for a maximum of 10,000 charges if we want to max the arc light out. While doing Slayer in the catacombs, I've managed to stack up 17 totem pieces, so we will see at least a minimum of 17 shards with the worst RNG. Do you snap this thing? Whoa! Whoa! So as you can clearly see from that first clip, Skotizo can slap you pretty hard if you aren't careful. If I'm being honest, Skotizo was not hard at all because there aren't any mechanics to learn from this boss. So for each kill, you basically run in potted with Protect from Magic on and throw specs down on Skotizo. Now don't be bad like me and continue praying magic because once you're in melee range, Skotizo prefers to put his hands on you instead of dropping the balls. So when you're beside him, make sure you swap your protection prayer over to melee and continue wailing on him. The most annoying part of this fight definitely goes to the awakened altars. At any point in this fight, the altars will randomly spawn in 4 different locations in Skotizo's lair. North, south, east, and west. These altars super buff Skotizo's defense stat, which is already ridiculously high, and it also reduces your max hits versus him. So you absolutely need to take out the altars as they spawn early into the fight, because if not, the already long fight turns into a never-ending war. Since I had the arc light, each shrine was only 1 hit, so that's not too terrible at a glance, but no, these altars are on steroids and spawn way too often for my taste. I felt like most of the fight is running around his lair, and by the time you can come back in melee to finish a kill, another one will spawn. Once his HP is under 25, I pretty much just stop caring about the altars, and I just let my max hit of about 8 take him out. Skotizo also spawns these underling demons, but their hits are very inaccurate, so you can pretty much just ignore them. And that's all there is to fighting this thing. As long as you're praying the right prayer at the right time, and you watch out for the altars so that the fight isn't extended too long, you're pretty much got one of the easiest bosses out there, well, that I've come across so far. If you didn't already know this, Skotizo will always drop a hard clue if you don't already have one banked. And I did all of them except for about the final 3 kills because I was just ready to go to bed and really wanted to finish the totems that I had acquired. So Skotizo also has a pretty good chance of dropping elite clues, which has about a 1 out of 5 drop rate. So if you like clue hunting, then this boss becomes a lot more favorable. And this drop table for the boss is pretty decent, and according to the wiki, the average kill is about 180k. And I definitely felt that I was getting some nice bankroll because he drops a ton of high tier runes, ton of rune armor, and just high tier resources like herbs, planks, battle staffs, just tons of things on his drop table. And honestly, this all makes sense because it's quite a grind to gather all the totem pieces necessary to enter this area, so seeing the drops on the ground made up for the painstakingly long fights I had to endure for each kill. And speaking of long, I am not going to drag out this video any longer, so let's go ahead and talk about the final loot from 17 kills of Skotizo. We managed to get about 2.2 mil in drops, but that's not including the 13 hard caskets or the 3 elite caskets I obtained while doing this boss. I'm actually thinking about stacking up my clue caskets for a future video, thinking about doing 25 of each tier, so be looking out for that video in a future update. If we calculate the supplies I used, I ate about 100k worth of food, and I sipped about 225k worth of potions, and no deaths this round, thank goodness. So subtract about 325,000 in supplies and food, and we actually profit 1.9 million GP from 17 kills of Skotizo. If you made it this far into the video, I just want to go ahead and thank you so much for checking out the channel. Make sure you drop a like. It really helps out the algorithm in helping the channel spread. And also make sure you are subscribed so that you don't miss the next update in the series. I hope you all have a happy New Year's, and we will see you in 2023. So peace, love, and all that good stuff. Until next time. Oh, I don't have my tacits on. I'm such a fucking pleb. That's how you know it's time to get off this game. I just did a whole fight with nothing on.